Hello, everybody, and happy Memorial Day. This is the Witty Writers Show. I'm Beth Worsdell, author, and I'm here with the wonderful Karina Kantas. Hello, darling.
Hi.
Do you know what, Karina? You are an absolute diamond because I was having issues with my laptop and was rather panicking, trying to get on desperately. So thank you. Thank you for your patience, darling. I've been super excited because not only are you an author, and you're very musical too, but you also do what I do, which is interviewing other authors. You have your own couple of shows, so it's all super exciting. But for everyone who's joining us right now, I just want to sort of properly introduce you. You're an author in the UK. That's right, isn't it?
I'm from the UK, but I live in Greece on the island of Corfu.
I am so jealous right now. I bet do you know, Corfu is such a beautiful, beautiful place. So how on earth did an author from the UK end up in Corfu?
Well, I wasn't an author until I got to Greece. I came on holiday with my sister and met my husband over here.
Wow. So it was like a holiday romance and then it just went from there.
Yep.
That is amazing. That is absolutely, I bet you didn't see that coming.
No. It's my first time abroad, my first time flying. I was very naive, 18-year-old, and
wow,
fell in love.
That's amazing. So it was your first time abroad and you ended up moving to the place where you went to. That's just amazing. You could write a book on that, Karina.
I keep on saying, why don't you write a book on it? But the only time I've mentioned Greece is in my last book that's unpublished at the moment. But it's nothing to do with Corfu.
That's just amazing. I'll tell you, life is just amazing, isn't it? You just can't. Sometimes you just can't see these things coming. It's amazing. Now, I'm really impressed with authors like yourself because you're a multi-genre author, which never ceases to impress me. It really, really doesn't. Because you write fantasy, thriller, romance, a bit of horror, comedy, and erotic as well. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Sorry?
You missed two.
What, dystopian? And what's the other one I've missed?
Mafia.
Oh my gosh. I think that's wonderful. Do you know why it impresses me so much, Karina? I think it's because you've got something for everybody. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you've got so many amazing reviews. And I love the fact that, you know, you've got female readers, but you're also writing books that their husbands and partners are going to enjoy as well. So you're sort of catching everybody, really.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. I really do. We've got lots of people joining us now. So please pop up and say hello in the comments and I can show them. Josephine is in the UK. She says, hello. How are you both? And good evening.
Good evening, Josephine.
She is on the ball, that girl. She is. We're both fabulous. And as you can see, Karina looks absolutely amazing too. So what made you decide to have a go at writing so many different genres? Is it because your taste in books is so varied?
It started off with MC thrillers, and when you're a debut novelist and it's your first book, you always write about what you know. Never write about something like a brain surgeon, because that'll be a hell of a lot of research and very, very boring for you. So write about something you've experienced yourself, write about something you know. And I was a singer in a rock band, I was a biker, I was around bikers, outlaw bikers most of my life, around that sort of lifestyle. And so that's what I wanted to write about. So I did a 4-book series called the Outlaw series, which are 4 separate books about different MCs. MCs being motorcycle clubs, for those that don't know. And then I just went and did a 360 or 180 or however you want to say it, and started writing fantasy. I think what it was, before I actually had my first book published, I wanted to get an agent. I wanted to be in the big 5, I wanted to get a proper publisher. And I thought, right, if I have loads of a CV full of all these little things I've had published, little stories, flash fiction, poetry, articles, non-fiction, is going to make me look good for, the agents and everything. So that's what I started doing. I started writing flash fiction before my first novel. And a lot of authors find flash fiction quite difficult because you're doing a start, middle, and end in less than 500 words.
Yeah.
And I found it piss easy, and I still do. Excuse my language. So I still do that now anyway, flash fiction. But so I had all these publications in e-zines, in news letters, in magazines and everything. So I got a nice little CV for myself. But when it came to trying to get In Times of Violence, which was my first book published, they didn't want to know. This was a new genre. This wasn't heard of. Nobody had heard of Sons of Anarchy on TV. Nobody cared about what happened in an outlaw motorcycle club. They knew about Hayes Angels, but nobody had ever written books about stuff like that.
No, so and I think the reputation of and it's a shame because my uncle was in the house. Well, I think he still is in the Hells Angels, and they do an awful lot of good, especially in the communities and charities and everything else. But they've got such a bad reputation from just a few bad apples, and yet it tarnished the whole reputation really of fight clubs, didn't it? So you're right. I think at the time when you was obviously querying, there was still that untapped market.
They always say they want something new, but that's a load of bull, because what they're looking for is what's selling. And at the time, it was thriller or fantasy or CSI kind of books. So they didn't want to know. And I thought, well, this is a really good book. I've told my story and it needs to get out there. So I'm going to do it myself. So I made the mistake of joining with a vanity press, which I'll never do again. I don't advise any author to go with the vanity press. Got myself burnt really bad, and then decided to self-publish myself. And the first book has gone through 3 covers so far, but this is the cover now, In Times of Violence.
Oh, look at that. That is amazing. That is so, I love it. I love the colours as well. The red really pops. And just so everybody knows, we normally try and do giveaways on the Witty Writers Show. And Karina has very kindly offered to do a giveaway today. She is absolutely...
Do you want me to tell them now or later?
We'll tell them a bit later. I want to tease them a little bit, Karina.
Oh, I've done exclusive as well, that I've told all my fans to make sure they watch the show, because I have an exclusive for them.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm really excited. Oh, but do you know what? I'm glad you're so honest about having that experience with the vanity press, Karina, because I have literally had messages and heard so many horror stories from people in the same shoes. The rule of thumb for the authors that are watching, you should never have to pay to get your books published. That is the rule of thumb. With any small vanity press, as soon as they say to you, yes, you give us money and we'll publish, run away as fast as you can. Because unfortunately you're in a situation, and I'm sure you felt the same way, where you are stuck in a contract, paying money out, getting nothing in return, and having zero control. And as Karina will tell you, she's been so much more successful doing everything on her own now than with the vanity press. So always run away if they want money from you, because if it's a legitimate publishing company, they will want to literally pay you royalties up front to secure you because they know your book's going to be successful.
However, I will say that hybrid publishing, who I'm with for my fantasy duology, is different. With a hybrid, you bring something to the table and they bring something to the table, and then the royalties are split equally.
Yeah, so it's more of a partnership than anything else.
A partnership with a publisher, and that way you've got total control. She's just brought out the audio book of my first book of the fantasy. The fantasy duology is called Illusional Reality. That's the first book.
The beautiful covers, they really, really are fantastic.
That's the second book.
Wow.
And the first book has just come out as an audio book. Yeah, and so she's gone and paid for that herself. So until she gets her money back, I won't make any money from it. But that's what we agreed on. Yeah. Whereas I've done, people don't know this, so this is another exclusive. I've done a colouring book for Illusional Reality, and that will be under their name, but I'll be getting any money that I make from that to keep for myself. So with a hybrid publisher, you can agree and disagree until you both equal and you get what you want out of the relationship between the publisher and the author. And it's very well done, hybrid publishing, definitely so much better than Vanity Press.
That is fantastic. But for those of you who are interested in that type of arrangement, make sure you check thoroughly. Look at the reviews, have a look at their already signed authors and see how they're doing, see how many reviews they've got, etc., etc. And then that way you know whether the company's actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. I've looked at some companies and I'm looking at them, and these authors' books have been out for 3 years and they've got like one review, and I'm thinking, no, that's not good for me. We've also got Claire, who's just joined us. She says, good evening, ladies. How are you, Claire? She is so awesome. She really, really is. Now, what sparked you off to actually start writing in the first place? Was it just life?
No, it was a person and a group of books, and the person's name was S.E. Hinton. You may recognize that name. She is the author of the infamous Outsiders.
Yes.
It was then turned into a film with the Brat Pack, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Matt Dillon, Emilio Estevez, the Brat Pack.
I loved that book. I devoured it, and I can't remember how many times I read it, but I absolutely
loved all of hers. She did Rumblefish. She did That Was Then, This Is Now. She did The Outsiders, Texas, and she did Taming of the Star Runner. And I have all her books, and I've read them all. And In Times of Violence was written after watching the film and reading the book of The Outsiders.
Well, I mean, you can't get better inspiration than that. She's a fantastic author. I mean, as I said, I devoured The Outsiders. And it was funny because I wasn't really a massive book reader at the time when I was younger, but I had to read it for school. And I think our teacher couldn't have picked a better book, really. It was just brilliant.
It is. I mean, I was hoping my book would become one of these books that you'd have to read at school. But The Outsiders was part of the curriculum. It was part of the English curriculum. And that made everyone fall in love with it. And, of course, they watched the film because of the good-looking eye candy that's in the film. But if it wasn't for S.E. Hinton's and The Outsiders, In Times of Violence wouldn't be written. And In Times of Violence is like The Outsiders on motorbikes.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that have a female character rather than, even though there's a group of guys, just like The Outsiders, the main character is female, it's her story. And there's a love triangle, dangerous love triangle, and everything you want in a exciting romance thriller, just like The Outsiders, you will get in Times of Violence. So if you love The Outsiders, you will love that Seriously.
It's a roller coaster of emotions. I have attached all your links to your interview post. So please do check out all of Karina's books. Her reviews are amazing. And please make sure if you do read them, or should I say when you read them, please leave a review. They are so important. We've also got Francisco, who's just joined us. He says, good evening, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us, my darling. So welcome. Now, as we said earlier, you write so many different types of books. Which genre do you enjoy writing them in? And which genre is the most difficult to write?
But that's the problem with me. When I start a new genre, it's because I have a passion for it. I devour books in that genre. I watch films in that genre, and I just have this passion that has to come out in this book or a series of books. So every genre that I've written in, I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
I can't tell you which one I've enjoyed the most. I'd have to say, I would say the MC series, only because it was my first book, my first series, and I was writing about what I know.
Yeah.
So that makes it special. The fantasy was written because of Lord of the Rings.
Good inspiration.
Good inspiration, yeah, but there's no hobbits, there are no trolls, there are no wizards, there are no elves, there are no goblins, there are no... Everything in Lord of the Rings is not in my book, and yet the film inspired me. And the reviews that I've got for this series, it's like, well, it's so unique. I've never read a fantasy like it. So it's a definite, you must go out and check out Illusional Reality. It's only 2 books, so I'm not leaving you on a cliffhanger. 2 books and the story's finished.
That is so cool. Everybody needs to check them out. They really, really do. How exciting.
I mean, then I had Stone Cold, and this is my little pocket book. I love pocket books. I think they're so cute. I've got 3 of them. Look. It's so cute. They fit in the handbag.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I must admit, see, for me, pocket books are just brilliant. I mean, when I used to work full time, out in the workplace, I always had a book in my bag, always. So for me, I'm like, oh yeah, perfect.
I mean, this one I think is about 7, and I think these 2 are about 5 each. So they're really, really cheap to buy anyway. Stone Cold is supernatural thriller, but it's young adult, and it's actually, except for the murders and the supernatural part, it's very biographical.
Oh,
so there's a lot of me in this book, yes, but I don't murder anyone. I murder them in pen. The pen murders them, and it's actually to do with when I was bullied through most of my schooling. So really, do not piss off a writer, because they can do anything to you in a book, and there's nothing you can do. I kill them off so gruesomely. It's still young adult though, so it's a really fun book to read. As Stone Cold. Then I have. Say that again, honey.
I said I absolutely love that. The fact that you give them slow, nasty deaths just to get a bit of revenge. I bet that was so therapeutic.
I got closure. It was therapeutic. Something that people don't realise is, especially for the bullies out there, they pick on. It could be mentally or physically. They go home, they eat their dinner, and they forget about it till the next day when they start on them again. And then when they finish school, they go off and they have their life. What they don't realise is the people that they've bullied, it stays with them all their lives.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave the playground. You can have therapy, you can talk about it, but it will never, ever leave that person, that victim. I don't want to call myself a victim. I'm not a victim. That person who was picked on and bullied through every school I went to, I was the one that had the target on my back. bullies just need to know. I mean, I know it still goes on now in the US and the UK, especially the UK. It's so bad with the bullying that they may feel they're big and they may feel they're tough because they're beating up someone smaller than them. But you think when you're older and you've got you're working and you've got a family and you forgot all about school, you think about those people that you're picking on now, because they won't forget about it, and it goes through all their lives. When they're married, when they have kids, it's still there. It always will be. Anyway, moving on to something a little bit different.
Positive look. Look at that.
This is my first erotica. But what makes this different, and what everyone says, oh my God, how can you put the two together? I've never heard of a dystopian erotica before. Well, you have now.
I love it. Love it.
Basically, what happened was I got together with another author who I've worked with because I run Author Assist. She's been my client for many years, and we got together and we decided we were going to write a book together. We had no idea what it was going to be. We did a face-to-face meeting like this, and after 2 hours, the book was written, basically.
Wow, that's
fantastic. The title was there, the names of the characters, the start, middle, end, it was all written. And I wanted to spice mine up, and she wanted to keep us clean. So you can actually get toxic in 2 different, same genre, dystopian sci-fi romance, dystopian sci-fi erotica. Exactly the same story, but one's spicy and one's not. So it gives our readers the choice of what one they want to have. And again, this is something that's not heard of, so that's something a bit unique as well.
And when did you publish this one?
This one was published long time ago, 2 years ago. I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, I beat you by a year.
Yeah, thank you. We're working on number 2 right at this moment. Number 2 is coming out, Toxic, and it's going to be 2 books. And we've actually been offered a publishing contract as well for both of us. It's going to be a trilogy, and we've been offered, both of us, the same contract for 6 books. So
how exciting! You know, it's funny because I'm so glad you've done it, because when I published my first book, I did the same thing. I did an adult edition and a young adult edition, and my husband and family thought I was nuts for doing it, but there are a massive number of adults who prefer clean versions of an adult story. And also, I don't know about you, but I wanted to encourage parents to keep reading with their teens without missing out on the adult content. So that's why I did an adult and a YA edition. And I think it's a great thing to do. And I've had so much positive feedback. I bet you have as well. I hope more authors do it, because there's something to be said for giving people a choice, isn't there?
Yes, there certainly is. And talking about that, the actual series of the Outlaw series, this is young adult, okay? Now I've got In Times of Violence as an adult, which then goes with Huntress, then goes with Road Rage, and then goes Lawless Justice, because these are adult 18+ books, not because of just the sexual content, but because of the stuff that I talk about inside the book, how graphic it gets. These are for those kind of people that like that kind of thing, and I couldn't have a young adult mixed in with. No. It didn't work. So I do have, it's not published yet because I have to work on it, but I do have and did have from the beginning In Times of Violence for this collection. And then I decided to do a separate YA version. So I have to go back and do the 18 version. I have to work on that when I get some time. I'm working on 2 books at the moment, and then I'll get back to that series, you know.
There's just never enough hours in the day. There really, really isn't.
No.
Claire's got a question for you. She says, out of all your characters, which one did you have the most fun writing, and who stands out as a favorite? Oh, good question.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a hard one. Is it what happens? Is it Claire? Was it Claire?
Yes.
What happens, Claire, is when you write a main character, you become that character. So you put yourself in their shoes and they put themselves in your shoes. They go through your experiences and you go through their experiences. So you become that person. So Thaya, I became Thaya, and she's stubborn, just like I would be. If you've been whisked away from your life, how do I do this? It's a duology. So
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, she's an office worker, and then she's whisked to this magical land. There we go, Ticinia.
Yeah.
What of it? Yeah. I hate having a small phone. I'm on a small phone, so you can't see the screen very well. And if that happened to me, I would be pissed, I would be stubborn, I would be demanding for them to take me home. And that's exactly how Thaya acts. Now, in times of violence, Jade, again, is me. This is a lot of but it's very biographical to what I got up to as a teen and the stuff that went on. Lawless Justice, the main character, Cass, who then changes her nickname to Ice, she's me, she's my ego. If I wasn't such a nice person, if I wasn't such a saint, you see the ring around,
Halo.
I would be, Halo, I would be Ice. And when you get on my bad side, I become Ice, whether I'm a nice person or not. So when you've got all these books and you've lived in all these characters' shoes and you've gone through everything, you can't ask someone to pick your favorite. You can't, because they're all my babies. They're all they're all part of me, you know. There's just, you can't do it.
I honestly know what you mean. I really, really do. It's like somebody asking me, who's your favorite child? I tell all my children they're my favorites, all of them. Every time, who's your favorite mum? You are, darling. Who's your favorite?
I think the one I had the most fun writing would definitely have to be Lawless Justice.
Oh, and why did you have the most fun writing that one then?
Because she's badass. And these women, okay, they're professional women during the day. Doctors, psychiatrists, photographer, journalist, nurse, lawyer, all professional working women. But at night, when they put the leathers on, spider. At night, when they put the leathers on, they become the kittens, and they're a vigilante MC.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Paid to sort people out.
That is so cool.
Cass is the latest recruit, so it's all about her and her experiences as a member of the kittens. At the moment, 2 people have got this at the moment, turning it into a screenplay. So keep your fingers crossed, and maybe one day you will see this on the big screen.
Oh my God, that would be so cool, especially nowadays, because we've had so many huge series on the television about strong, badass women. So your books would be perfect.
I tell you now, there has never been a film like Lawless Justice. Okay. And if I could pick any director to direct it, I even put a quote in my book to thank him because he's just amazing. That would be Quentin Tarantino. Yeah. He would be the ideal director to do this because he knows the art way of filming to the art way that I've written the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have people, normal readers reading it and loving it and leaving a great review. And then I have the people that the editorial reviewers that understand what I'm trying to say, that understand what I've done, and their review, if you look onto Amazon and look at the editorial reviews for Lawless Justice, you'll understand that they got every single thing I was trying to portray over. They understood it all. Not that readers don't. Readers read it for excitement, to get out of their reality, to go into someone else's reality, and this is a totally different reality. You'll kick ass. You become a character, you kick ass, and you don't care about it, and you have no regrets, and then you can go back to making your dinner for your husband later on.
I love it. I love it. With maybe a little more attitude than normal. I absolutely love it. I think that's fantastic. We've got some more comments, so I'm going to put them on. Oh, there we go. So, it's Joyce. Hello, Joyce. Thank you for joining us, darling. Oh, bless her. She says, I absolutely adore when my friend Beth Worsdell, author, does these interviews. Have a beautiful and blessed Memorial Day weekend, ladies. Oh, she is so lovely. She is so lovely. She is. She's fantastic. She really is. Josephine says, totally agree. Me either. I have no favorite character. So she's in the same boat. Joy says, looks amazing. Going to have to check this out. Looking forward to your story, Karina Kantas. Ooh,
looking forward to your review, Joyce.
She is going to love them. Leanna's joined us from Australia, and she says, good morning. Just popping in to say hi very quickly. I'm off to an appointment. Have a great interview, Karina. Love you, Beth. Bye. Oh,
thank you, Lee.
Love you millions. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's have a look. Oh, and she said, Joy says, hi, Karina. Oh, lovely. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments and I can put them on for you. I've got to say, Karina, I don't know how you fit everything in with, you got 2 books on the go. You've just not long released another one. You're so active on social media. How on earth did you then get into, you do author services and you do your radio show, which you also share on YouTube and other platforms as well. How do you fit it all in?
Right. Well, my author assist, I work for my clients 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. The weekends, as long as I don't overfill and have to work at the weekends to get work that I should have done in the week done, are mine. That's when I work on my books, when I promote my books, when I do anything that I need to do or finish off from the following week. I have full-time clients, part-time clients, and I have clients that just need me to do a book trailer for them, or need me to do narration, or need me to do a training session with them on how to use, Story Origin, or how to use Canva. That's when I do one-on-one training with them. So that takes up most of my time, and that is my full-time job, and I love doing it. My books, I write at the weekend when I can. It's difficult at the moment with Toxic because I feel like she's doing all the work, and I've got so much I've got to catch up on. So that's got to be done definitely this weekend. And then I have my 2 podcasts. I have Behind the Pen, which is a video podcast YouTube show. And then I have my audio podcast, which is the same show but turned into audio for those that like listening to audio podcasts. Behind the Pen is for anyone that holds a pen. It's for an artist, an illustrator, a editor, a musician, author, writer, anyone who holds the pen for their job can get an interview with me, and I'll get you up there. I've had film stars, I've had TV stars, I've had New York Times bestselling authors, I've had debut authors, everything from everything in between to up to the star on the boulevard in Hollywood. So I really enjoy doing that. And then once a month, I do a radio show, live radio show that goes out worldwide. And that's with the Artist First Radio Network. That's called Author Assist, where I talk to 2 authors about their books. And we talk about the promotion and the marketing side of their books, not just about what their books are about, but it's for the show's for authors and for readers alike. And I have some pretty good rock music in between by some unknown rock bands that deserve to have the opportunity to be in the limelight for a while. So I make sure that's put in my show as well.
That's just fantastic. I love the fact that even though you are literally up to your eyeballs in so much work and everything, you do something so creative, with your shows, and you're literally giving a voice to you know, as you said, artists of all types, because writing, painting is all an art, and you give them a platform to let them shine and get noticed. And I applaud you, because I think that's absolutely wonderful, Karina. I really do. And I know how grateful everybody is who you interview, because you do, help give them some promotion and and introduce them to the world, which is absolutely amazing.
The feedback I get from them, the reviews, just absolutely amazing. I mean, one woman said to me, I can't remember her wording now. I can't remember what she said. She said it was just one of the most beautiful and amazing experiences that she had. She was very shy and nervous, and I got her straight away, got to calm down. We had a laugh. We talked about A to Z, back to B to F. We went everywhere. And I have met some amazing, amazing women that I didn't even know were here in this world, that do so much for other people.
Yeah.
And it just makes me so grateful to get their work out there and to let other people know how amazing these women are that I've interviewed lately. I've had musicians, rap and hip hop musicians that I thought, oh my, how am I going to do this? I've never interviewed someone like this before. And both of the guys that I did, I mean, they were just so polite and so excitable. And when I got the review after the show, it was like, if anyone has to be interviewed by anybody, then you need to be interviewed by Karina Kantas from Behind the Bench. And it was just honestly, some of the feedback I've had is just, that's why I keep going. Yeah. That's why I keep going, because it's not just about helping other people and getting their work out there. It's about knowing that I'm doing good. If I was just sitting doing nothing or writing or whatever, and not doing author assist and not helping authors, and not doing behind the pen and getting people who people have never heard of before, getting their name out there, getting them known. This is my calling. This is what I was supposed to do. I know that now.
I think it's just wonderful. I really, really do. And I think, especially with the pandemic as well, and everybody struggling to do what they would normally do, what you do is so valuable, because, we so many of us are, excuse me, are struggling to try and do our normal promotions and everything else. So I think you're absolutely wonderful. I really, really do. Claire's got another comment for you. She says, when do you ever find time for yourself? And what do you enjoy doing with what little free time you actually have?
Well, I suffer from chronic insomnia, which is why it's like 11:45 now, and I'm wide awake, and I will be till 6 o'clock in the morning. Most of my clients are in the US, so that's perfect for author assist, because I can work with them when I'm supposed to be sleeping. They're wide awake, and so that works out really well. The weekends, as I said, I do keep for myself and my family, but most of the time, again, I'm working, even the weekends. I love singing. I used to sing in a rock band. I sing in the summer season when it's open, if it ever opens this year, in a karaoke bar to get people into the bar, because I'm a professional singer. So I grab the mic, I sing a song, they hear it, they come in, they have a drink, and then maybe they'll do some singing as well. So that is what I love doing. I love singing, I love writing, I love helping people. That's me. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I really do. And I love karaoke. I'm a bit of a karaoke fan. I actually had a karaoke hen night, because that was my idea of fun.
Excuse me, my hen night was karaoke.
I think I pretty much spent the whole evening serenading everyone.
It was the guys that I don't know what they were doing. Because he was Greek, I don't think they had a hen a stag night. I think he was actually working. But all the women got together and we went out for a meal, and then got down to the karaoke bar and we were singing, and my best friend, who was actually going to be driving me to the church, he jumped up, and he shouldn't have been in there because it's all women, you know. He jumped up and he grabbed a mic and we did a duet together, and I got a picture of that, and it's just something I remember, you know. And oh my God, the cake that came out after the dinner, it was shaped like a penis.
Oh my God.
So my mum's sitting there and my aunt's sitting there. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
Oh my gosh! I bet your were glowing.
My hen party was also in a karaoke bar. If you love to sing, if it gives you, if it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel free, if it gives you happiness, if you get the endorphins going, then you sing.
Yeah, exactly. Music makes the world go round. I'm a great believer in that. I really am. So
shall I tell you that exclusive before?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, well, as you can see from the covers, they're all very similar. Got me on my back with my motorbike. Told you I used to be a biker. Hold on, here we go.
That is so cool. Karina the badass.
So they're very similar. Oh yeah, there's me again when I was younger.
Fantastic.
And then there's me when I had red hair on my helmet. Anyway, the sales slowed down on the books, and so I had to look at them again. I had to see if it was a blurb, if it was the cover, and because of Sons of Anarchy, and because of thousands of female authors suddenly writing about sexy bikers, I had a lot of competition, and a lot of the covers, as you know, are of a bare-chested bloke with the name
Dudes,
yeah. Sex sells, unfortunately, but I was adamant I wasn't going to go there because they don't do anything for me, and I know there are other people that don't do anything. They just go past them. So I knew I had to change my covers, and I knew they had to be eye-catching, outstanding, and totally different from what they are now, but not, I didn't want a naked man on the front, basically. So without further ado, no one has seen this. Nobody.
I'm so excited right now.
It hasn't been revealed. There's going to be a big cover reveal later on about it, so you're the first to see it.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so honoured right now.
New cover, if I can get it because it's so small, this screen, of Huntress.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Can you see it okay?
Yes. You've got the sexy hot dude at the top looking down, and then that beautiful bike at the bottom. I love that. I really do love that.
And every one of the series of the Outlaw are looking the same like that now. They're all looking, except for the different pictures, they're all looking coherent, cohesive. Even though these look cohesive, they're just like the patch of the biker gang on the back of the jacket.
Yeah.
Well, now the patch is on every one of the covers, but the covers look like they belong together in a group, and it's more up to date, and it's showing, I don't know, it's just, I love it. I'm absolutely gobsmacked with it. I've got Road Rage done as well, but I'm not showing you that one. You only got to see Huntress. You'll have to wait for the rest of the reveals.
Oh my God. So excited.
That's what you need to do. If something's not, for all the authors that are listening, if something's not selling, if your book's not selling, there's a reason for it. It could be the price. It could be the cover. Even if you love that cover, change it. It could be the blurb. Rewrite the blurb. Do anything you can to get those sales going again. And I am certain that once these books are released with these new covers, we're going to see a big jump.
Do you know what, you are so right, and as you know, Autumn and I have a group called Write Better, Author Smarter, and that's something that we do say to people. If something is not working, assess it, maybe change it, because you just never know what it could be, why your book isn't getting noticed. And you're right, you know, I've just gone through the process of redoing my book descriptions, updating my tagline. So I've been doing all those things because sometimes you just need to refresh, redo, give an extra push. And it is worthwhile doing. It really, really is. So with your show and everything else, what are you planning for the rest of the year? Obviously, you've got 2 more books that you're working on right now.
The first one I mentioned was Toxic 2. So
yeah,
that would be out by the end of the summer. We're hoping to get that finished. We need like 70% of the way through now. The second book, which you can actually go onto Wattpad or Inkit, look under Karina Kantas, and you can read the first draft for free because it's staying on there as the first draft. It's finished. It's being after it's been through the beta readers, so I've got some changes to do. The first draft is nothing like what it is now. It's changed dramatically already.
Wow.
But anyone who loves graphic violence, graphic torture scenes,
Ooh.
sexy mafia men, then pop over to Wattpad or Inkit, Karina Kantas, and you can read it for free. Or wait until the final one comes out, because I'm going to self-publish it myself. It's called Broken Chains, and it starts off as an MI5 thriller and turns into a mafia. And it's a dark mafia romance, so don't expect butterflies, candy floss. It is as dark as I've written before, as graphic as I've done before, and I've loved every second of writing the bugger.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like James Bond crossing with John Wick. I love it.
Worse.
It's even more exciting.
Let's say 50 Shades of Grey with John Wick, Godfather, and oh, who was that Russian spy? What was her name? She grew up in. There was a TV program about her.
I know, and it's popped into my head, and I cannot think of the name.
Anyway, it's a twist like that. But it's very dark. It's very violent. But if you like that kind of book, then either wait for the final version or go over there now after the show and watch and start reading. And you can binge read because the whole of the book is on there. First draft.
Gosh, that's super exciting. Oh my goodness. And are you going to continue doing your shows and everything? And
oh, no, it's not stopping. That's not stopping. 4 years now into for the radio show.
Wow.
The podcast has just taken off since I've changed from doing writers to artists. It's just blown up. The audio and the YouTube show. So that's not going to stop. I mean, nearly every day I have a interview to do now. The problem is, what people don't realize is you do the interview, then you have to edit it. After you've edited it, you then have to upload it, and then you have to download it, and that all takes time. And I work with 2 computers beside 2 laptops on my lap, one that's uploading something, and then I'm doing my author assist work on another laptop.
Yeah, I do you know what? It's funny you say that, because I had the same conversation with Walton recently, because it does take a lot of work to do this sort of thing.
Really?
It's the preparation time. You're pre-promoting. You're researching the person that you're going to interview. So there's all that research time. Then you've got to create all the events, then do the event, and then, as you said, do all the stuff afterwards as well. It takes so much time, and yeah, it is hard work. If anybody can appreciate that, it is more. because you're like me, aren't you? When you do something, you want to do it to the best of your ability and do it as professional as possible, because you want the people you interview to shine and have a good experience and be able to use it afterwards. So my hat is off to you, because I know how hard you work. You are amazing.
I don't know. There's just not enough time in the day. There isn't to do everything. And like I said, I get the full 24/7 because I don't sleep, maybe 1 or 2 hours. So I really do work nearly 24/7. I really do. And still not enough time in the day. So let me tell you about this little giveaway I've got going. If you go over to my YouTube channel, which is Karina Kantas, can't miss me. I've got about 350 videos. 350 videos on there at the moment. Everything from stuff about what I do, interviews, reading from my books, my book trailers. Then I have all the author assist stuff, which are readings for blurbs from other people's books, so you can learn about new authors, learn about their books, go out and find a new author to read. Their book trailers, which I've made myself. They're fantastic, so go and have a look at them. Of course, you've got Behind the Pen Show. You've got Monday Marketing Madness, which helps authors with some really good tips for their marketing. There's so many things, so many playlists on my YouTube channel. Anyone that goes over and subscribes, I get a notification saying that they have subscribed. So if anyone goes over within the next, what are we now? What day are we now?
It's Monday the 31st.
Monday. If anyone goes over within the next week up to next Monday and subscribes to my YouTube channel, lets me or Beth know that they've done that so I can check the name, you have a chance of winning a choice in ebook of either Stone Cold, Toxic,
oh my gosh,
or A Flash of Horror, which is all flash fiction horror. I'm giving away 3 ebooks of each book. So there are 3, 6, 9 chances to win.
Wow, that is so exciting. Oh my gosh, you are so awesome. So everybody needs to be getting over onto YouTube and subscribing. Also, don't forget to please share Karina's interview from here. It will be there permanently on my page, so please do share as well. It is much appreciated. And as I said, don't forget, you need to check out all of Karina's fantastic books. Do make sure you leave reviews as well.
Another one there.
There is something. I know, you are so awesome. There is literally something for everybody. Karina, you are just so amazing and such a talented lady. You really do just blow me away, because your talents they're just never ending. You're awesome. She's like an all-rounder. Listen, thank you so much for joining me. I am so super excited about your new books coming out. I'm just super excited.
If you read it, I'd love to know what you think.
Oh my gosh, definitely. I am literally up to my eyeballs editing 5 books of a new series that I'm doing at the moment. But as soon as that is finished, I am literally having a break, just so I can do some reading, Karina, because you know what it's like. You get so little time. It's either you're writing or you're reading. You can't do both at the same time.
No.
Gosh.
It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me as a guest on your show. I've been so looking forward to this since we first met each other.
I know, me too. And I think in private we need to have our own little karaoke night over some wine or something.
Yes, we'll get that sorted.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Have a private karaoke party online. I think that'd be fabulous.
You've got the big TV. I can get YouTube on there. You can have your mic your side. I'll have my mic my side. And yeah, we'll go for it.
We'll do it. It will work. We might even be able to get a few of our ladies to join in, like Josephine and Leanna and stuff. It'll be a blast. Thank you so much for joining me, darling. I love you to bits.
I love you too.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and don't forget to share, please, and please nip straight over to YouTube and enter the giveaway. And all you have to do is subscribe and let one of us know, and you are in. We will see you again on Thursday for the Witty Writers Show. Please remember that Memorial Day is for a reason. It's to remember the people that fought very bravely for us and gave up their lives for us. So please give a moment of pause for that today. And we will see you next Thursday. Bye for now.
Bye.